What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another vlog. We are finally back home here in Spokane. Honestly, it feels weird coming back after we've gone 8 days from the shop, from car stuff. It's always hard to remember where I leave off every time I take a little trip or vacation or break from the channel. I know that when we left, I was about to pull the motor on Bobby's Evo 10. Let me just kind of do a quick breakdown for you guys and for myself mentally as to what we got going on here in the next few weeks. We were going to pull the motor on Bobby's 10. This thing has a lifted head. Oil is mixed with coolant. We got to pull the engine, get that thing gone through. This car is all good to go. No need to work on this thing at all. STI, we need to get this thing to pass inspection. So I need to do some other stuff. I need to get receipts for like a fender and a bumper and bring the title in for the hood, the old hood that we had on here. That's now on the blue car again. Hatch is going to be tuned soon. We do need to do an external gate. I'm going to do a new clutch on the car because the 6-puck is a little annoying to drive. And then this is the thing we've been working on the most. Steve-O here unfortunately needs the transmission pulled back out of the car. I really didn't want to do it and I still don't want to do it. That's why I've been sitting here at the shop for about an hour, not working, just looking at cars. But we made a big mistake and I was hesitant when I was doing it, and I probably shouldn't have because I knew it was gonna end up costing us time and money in the future. But when we put the motor back in the car, or the entire drivetrain back in the car, I put a used flywheel in the car that was not turned, and I thought it looked fine. It's very, very warped. The car does not drive good. It's got an ACT Street HD clutch in it, which is an amazing clutch. I love how they drive. We run it in a few different cars, but that flywheel being warped, it drives like it drives like a warped clutch because that's what it has, or a warped flywheel. I mean, excuse me. So we are gonna pull the transmission back out of the car today. Kind of sucks. I really don't want to. I just want to be done with the car. All we have left is like a detail and a few other little things. But now we got to do the flywheel. So we have a spare flywheel right now getting turned. Hopefully we can just get this trans out today and get that flywheel swapped and maybe get the car back on the road today. It's already 11 o'clock and honestly, I'm so unmotivated to work on guards right now after, I don't know why. After just like taking a break, it just throws me way off. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. And we got an oil leak on the car to fix as well, coming from the output. So where the drive line goes in, she's leaking oil back there, so we got a new seal for that. You can see some oil down on the ground down there. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today, is pull the trans back out of the Evo. Lesson learned, you guys also should learn from my mistake. Don't be in a rush. We could have waited about, I think it was an extra day, or maybe it was over the weekend, for our flywheel to get turned, and I said, screw it. And now we're having to pull the trans. It's hard to show how clinky or shuddery it is when the car's up in the air, but just take my word for it, it's bad. 2 hours later, the transmission is out of the car. So let's go ahead and pop off the clutch and the flywheel. And then I need to run in and grab our spare flywheel that we just had turned. I'm gonna drop this one off as well so we never run into this problem again. If we ever do a clutch in the future, I don't wanna be waiting around for a flywheel. We'll already have one here that is turned. So let's see how this one looks. I know it didn't look bad, but clearly she was toasted. I know you can't tell how warped it is just based off looking at it. You can see there's a little bit of something going on there, but yeah, let's go get this guy swapped out. I just have a stack of flywheels here. We're gonna get all of these turned so we never run into this issue again. Just went and picked up the resurfaced flywheel. This thing looks beautiful. They said they did have to take quite a bit off. This here is the original flywheel out of this car. Not that it really matters, but yeah, we are ready to go. So let's go and get this thing cleaned up, get her bolted onto the crank, get her torqued down, clutch goes back on. Thankfully the clutch is still brand new. There's maybe 1 mile on it. We'll be one step closer to having this thing back on the road. So I just came across an issue that I did not notice before, and I think this may have also been a big reason why this clutch felt very, very odd. These bolts are too long, so they're actually bottoming out in the flywheel before it clamps the pressure plate all the way down to the flywheel. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Here's a light. So check this out. All the bolts are torqued down to 13 foot-pounds. There's still, you see the gap? There should not be a gap. You can see the bolts. They're not OEM bolts. They're Allen heads that were already in this car. Oh yeah, definitely a gap in there. So I'm gonna try to just run to the hardware store here locally. I wish I had just one OEM bolt laying around. I don't think I do, but I guess we just need something a tiny bit shorter than what's in here and we should be good. I don't think they're gonna have to be anything crazy like grade wise. I'm gonna try to get something strong, but we'll just get what they got. There's no Mitsubishi dealer here, so this is the only option. Let's go ahead and pull one out, head to the store and see what we can find. I knew keeping a ton of random Evo parts around the shop would pay off one day. I have an old clutch box up on the shelf. Opened her up and we had 6 flywheel bolts in there, or clutch bolts in there. You can see how much longer the Allen is over the OEM. So let's go ahead and get them swapped out. I'm guessing that was probably the majority of the problem, you would think, because if the pressure plate's not tight and flopping around, it ain't gonna drive all that nice. New hardware is in. And as you can see, there's no more gap. So we should be good to go. My guess is that was the main problem. I don't know how warped the flywheel actually was, but I'm glad I found that. It sucks I didn't see that the first time around, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and now we should be good. Let's go get the trans back up in the car, get the full thing reassembled, and then I do need to go ahead and swap out the output shaft seal for the driveline. And I think that was about all we had to fix today. Hopefully we can get it done, because I want to drive it home tonight. So we just got the trans back in. Initially, I was gonna just do it on the ground because that's the way I learned how to do it, and it's kind of weird, but it's easier for me. And then I decided I didn't want to break my back, so put the car up in the air, use the tranny jack. We got her in. It's always a pain in the ass, no matter how many times you do it. It's never fun trying to get everything lined up, so especially with the T-case right in the way. So let's run through, get this thing completely buttoned back up, back together, and then we can do that output shaft seal, and we can go drive it. I thought I had a spare hard line. Turns out I don't, but what I did have is a rear brake line. So I kind of just bypassed that hard line for now, so it doesn't leak all over the ground, all over cars that sit underneath it. Should be good there temporarily. Of course, I'm not gonna keep it like that. Bobby just called, told me her tire fell off her wheel. I gotta go fix that. Very, very nice. Oh, Bobby. Somehow the tire became flat and then Bobby drove it. She debeaded. I don't know how, but this little thing, this little guy right here was able to inflate a completely debeaded tire. I thought I was going to bring it to the shop, but I figured I'd give this a shot, and she ended up working. I know I look homeless, don't mind. I feel like this video is all over the place. Lesson learned, don't be in a rush. Being in a rush previously ended up with us having to pull the trans out, and then being in a rush today resulted in me breaking the brake line, so that's going to set us back as well. I got some stop tech lines ordered up, so as soon as those come in, we should be able to get this issue fixed. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Stoked to be back home, back to work. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow.